Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Tuesday the 1st of July 2025. July. So close. We are nearly there. Nearly there. We start off today's video with this from the southwarknews.co.uk talking about Josh Coburn. Inside Mill's record deal for Josh Coburn. Millwall broke their transfer record for a second time in 6 months when they signed Josh Coburn from Middlesbrough last week. Striker Coburn was a priority target this summer after spending last season on loan in SE16. The 22-year-old will once again don the navy blue kit and renew his partnership with Mihajlo Ivanovic. He committed for the long term, signing a 4-year contract that will keep him at the club well into his prime. Millwall were determined to land the big man permanently at the end of his loan deal and made no secret of it. Alex Neil told the media on multiple occasions that he wanted to keep Coburn at the club beyond the season. There's no surprise as to why. He is young, experienced at the championship level, a handful physically, and most importantly for a striker, has goal-scoring ability. Aged 19, he scored 10 goals in League One for Bristol Rovers, attracting the attention of former Lions head coach Neil Harris. The following season, he scored 5 goals for Borough in 11 league starts before joining the Lions on loan in the summer of 2024. With Harris revealing the club had chased him all summer and saw him as such a key signing. He scored a variety of goals for Mill in his first season at the club. An instinctive poacher's finish to snatch all 3 points at Pride Park, a thundering strike from a tight angle against automatic promotion challenging Sheffield United, a glancing header from an even tighter angle away at Watford to again secure a late win. 4 of his 5 strikes for Mill have been either the difference between a loss and a draw or a draw and a win, and his goals added 9 points to the final points tally. His underlying stats are strong as well. He has the highest expected goals per 90 on the team, 0.45, followed by Ivanovic, 0.34. The two forwards struck up an effective partnership down the final stretch of the 24-25 season as the Lions nearly made the top 6. They started 7 of the final 9 games together and the duo scored in all but one of those matches. They are a real throwback striking duo. They are both strong, tall, powerful finishers and capable of winning the ball higher up the pitch. They both contest just over 10 aerial duels per game, with Coburn having a slightly higher win percentage, 47.9% to Ivanovic's 40.5%, and the T-sider often occupies the strongest centre-back, allowing Ivanovic to make runs in behind. This was no more clear than the Lions' 1-0 win at Bramall Lane, where Alex Neil complimented the striker for getting the better of experienced centre-back Jack Robinson. Well, I've been really big on getting into him in terms of his physicality, is using his physical presence. And I thought at Sheffield United, when Chris Wilder's moaning at me that he's beating up Robinson, I was buzzing, because that doesn't happen very often, Neil said. Jack normally likes a bit of a wrestle for a wrestle, but I thought Josh beat him up, really. And that's what he's on our team to do, to make sure he's a physical presence. He's got a really good feet for a big guy. He can score a goal. He's good in the air, and he's got a lot to his game. He just needs time. Mihajlo, he's the same as well. And we believe in the two of them, and they've got the time they'll get the time that's necessary here. The combination yielded real success, with Mill winning 5 out of 7 games that they started together. Winning. What do you need to do in the championship? You need to win. You need to get the win because there's a very hard league, a lot of draws in this league. You need to win because that's the difference. If you can do that, you'll start climbing up that table. It is therefore no surprise that the club were keen to reunite the pair, but they do not just exist as a collective. The addition of another proven championship striker gives Neil options in case of injuries or if he wants to rotate the team. It means there will not be an over-reliance on one or the other, and that they have the quality depth that most playoff-pushing teams have. Proven championship strikers, especially young British ones, do not come cheap. It was therefore unsurprising that Mill had to break their transfer record again to secure his signing. The fee could hit a figure just shy of £5 million. But that will only happen if a significant number of clauses are met, which News Den understands are just largely based on promotion to the Premier League and beyond. If those clauses are met, the fee would be dwarfed by the financial incentives of making the Premier League. Regardless of the final cost, the transfer is another significant investment by the club, who have broken their transfer record 3 times in the past year, following deals for Ivanovic last August and Camille Negley in February. Neil has made it clear that the aim this season is to take that next step and try and compete for promotion, and Mill's business over the past year is a real statement of intent. Bosh. Yep, there you go. southwarknews.co.uk. Published on a Thursday. Pick up a copy if you see it. Now, the man in question, Josh Coburn, he gave an exit interview, I guess you would call it, with the Northern Echo. That's thenorthernecho.co.uk. So, yeah, he's saying his goodbyes in the local media up there. So, Josh Coburn on Middlesbrough, Millwall and Borough Memories. Josh Coburn left Middlesbrough for Millwall last week. For Josh Coburn, the timing and the opportunity just felt right. The striker loves Middlesbrough and has only positive things to say about everyone associated with the club he joined as a 16-year-old. But when he sat down with Borough's head of football, Kieran Scott, at the end of last season, his mind was made up. Millwall had made clear their desire to turn Coburn's loan deal permanent, and after an enjoyable year in the capital, the striker felt it was the right time to make the jump. I just think it was more for my development, really, says the 22-year-old in conversation with the Northern Echo a few days on from the completion of his £5 million plus move to the Lions. I've been in and out of the team at Middlesbrough and I haven't really had that run. I had that 10-game spell the year before last, but I think that's the longest run. And I just felt like for my career I needed to make that jump and risk it a bit and go out of my comfort zone and try something new. The loan went well, and I played a lot of games at the back end of the season, and I really enjoyed my time here, and I know the club, and I know what it's like, so I'm hoping I can kick on now. Scott understood. It was sort of already done before the new manager came in, explained Coburn. I spoke to Kieran at the end of the season, and he said I'd done well this season, and it was up to me what I wanted to do. He said Borough would like to keep me, but they've got a competitive squad, and at that stage we didn't know the manager situation. But it felt like the right time for me. I'd already made my mind up to go out and play games. No matter who the manager was going to be, I'd spoken to Kieran and I'd made it clear, and he thought it was for the best in the end. Coburn leaves with friends, fond memories and pride, and although he won't be wearing the Borough red on the pitch this season, he plans to take any opportunity he gets to watch the club he says he'll always support, and is desperate to experience an away end with a few thousand Teessiders. Oh, I love my time at the club. I can't talk highly enough of the club and all the staff, from those in the training ground to all the managers. All the managers I've worked under have been brilliant for me. I absolutely love my time there. The academy coaches were great, and my time at Borough really developed me into a man. Really, I can't speak highly enough of the club. I'll always keep an eye on the scores, and I'll always support them. I'll try and go to games, when they don't clash, and I love to go to away games if I can get in the away end and get in amongst the fans. I love the club, and I wish them nothing but success. Coburn is settled and happy in the capital now, but when he returns to his beat-out family home, there'll always be a reminder of his greatest Middlesbrough memory. For up, framed on the wall, is a shirt signed by the Borough players who featured in a 1-0 FA Cup 5th round victory over Tottenham Hotspurs 3 years ago. The extra time winner was lashed home by Coburn, a moment that will stay with the young striker forever. When I look back at my standout memories, I think you know which one I'm going to say, he laughs. That Tottenham goal, the whole game was such an unbelievable occasion. The lads done so well to get to extra time, and to score the winner in that game was, something I'll cherish forever. To get the winner, it was amazing, and that cup run, the game before at Old Trafford just felt surreal, and that was one of the first times when I was like, wow, this is something else. And then the next game, I came on and I scored. So that's the main memory for me, But for every goal I've scored for Middlesbrough, they've all felt unbelievable. And you can't knock that feeling. You just love to hit the back of the net. And every goal I scored for Middlesbrough, it meant so much to me. Darks, he got all the lads to sign a shirt from the Tottenham game. And I put it up in my house, so I'll always have the reminder of that moment. Coburn often gets a reminder, not that one is needed, of the man who handed him his debut 4 years ago. Neil Warnock took a liking to the young striker, pushed him into the first team, and the teenage Coburn repaid his boss with his first goal in just his second appearance against Sheffield Wednesday in 2021. He still gets in touch, says Coburn of his former boss. He sends a text every now and again when I've scored, and it's nice to keep in touch, and always lovely to hear from him. He was amazing for me, and I've loved working under him. And he's thoroughly enjoying working under Alex Neil, a major factor when he pondered his next step at the end of last season. Coburn was injured when Neil was appointed in December, but the Scot instantly made it known that the young striker would be a pivotal player for him when he was back fit. That was a massive part of me coming here, admits Coburn. He's been great with me, He could have had his doubts when I was injured, but he trusted me, and he knew what my body needed, and he's been brilliant. I was unlucky with the injury last season, but, if I have a full season, I know how well I can do. And it's exciting for me, but, Barra will always mean so much to me, and I'll always look back on my time at the club with such fondness and pride. Even in London, I see Borough fans all the time, and I love having a chat with them about stuff because I'm a fan myself, and I'll always will be. His feelings for his former club will be parked on the second weekend of the season, however, when Borough visit the Den for what for Coburn will be a swift and strange reunion. I was saying this today, how weird that's going to be. I don't really know how I feel about it. Playing against your mates, I know all the lads really well, and they know me. And it's going to be a difficult game. Middlesbrough are obviously really strong, but I know I'll enjoy it. And hopefully Mill will get the win, and both clubs have a really good season. Yeah, obviously you can play against them now. Last season you couldn't play against them, and you can now. So you can play against them, and you can score a hat-trick. So, bish. Now, I have been doing some more detective work. Yes, and I'm going to share my findings with you, dear viewers. Now, you remember, we're going to Spain. Well, not me personally, maybe some of you, but the players and the coaching staff almost certainly. They've got one game that's been booked at Northampton Town on Tuesday the 15th of July, 7 p.m. kickoff local time. Tickets are on sale for that already at the Qataris Arena website. There is a second friendly set for Friday the 18th of July. Who's that against? We don't know yet. We don't know. But I have been doing some detective work, and we have this. This is from qatarisarena.com. Right. They've put up a list of all of the clubs that are going there this summer. And it's kind of in order. I'll just zoom in because it's very small. So it's got the club, it's got the badge, it's got the club name, and it's got the dates underneath, right? So Millwall there from the 13th to the 19th. So we arrive on the 13th, and we leave on the 19th. Okay. So who is this? Obviously, we're playing Northampton. Interestingly, they're not here. So are they somewhere else? They're down the road somewhere else? I don't know. Maybe they're just flying out for this game. I don't know. Now, if we are going to be playing another team that's at the complex, the teams that are at the complex at the same time as we are. Now, obviously, we got the game on the 15th, and we got the game on the 18th. So the teams that are going to be there is Al Rayyan, and we'll get onto them in a minute. They're there for quite a while, 12th of July to the 31st. Swansea, although they have a game booked against Stevenage on the Saturday, although it is plausible that they could play Friday and Saturday. It's not beyond the realms, because they don't have another game booked. It's just that one, which is, again, interesting. We have one game booked. They have one game booked. Stevenage, again, they're to the 16th to the 20th. Now, but again, they're playing Swansea on the 19th. I don't think they'll have a big enough squad to rotate. Swansea almost certainly will. So I'm not sure about that. Obviously, we miss Blackburn, and it's kind of in order until there is one team that isn't in order, and that is FC Andorra. I don't know if this is a misprint or if it's just they put it in the wrong place. Now, FC Andorra from the 18th to the 26th. Now, obviously, if they arrive on the 18th, for them to just go straight into the first day there with a game, maybe that won't be happening. So the contenders there are extra contenders, Al Rayyan or FC Andorra. So it could be one of them. And also interesting, you'll see here as well, Elche, Getafe, Granada, the local Spanish teams. They're going there very late. They're going there in the last week of July, because their season starts mid-August. Because their fixtures came out today. The Spanish fixtures came out today. So yeah, none of the Spanish teams, although they are local teams, so maybe they are in training locally. Well, they're local-ish. Granada's down the coast. Elche, I believe, is local. So yeah. So the two new contenders, if it's not going to be Swansea. Now, I would understand why they... Here's the thing, if they haven't announced Swansea, I imagine it's because of the off-the-field stuff, a bit of, rough and tumble, stuff off the pitch. And they don't want that element going out there. But then, they're going to have to announce it soon, It's in 2 weeks' time. It's in just over 2 weeks' time. So 17 days. Or 18 days. Well, 17 days. But we've got Al Rayyan and FC Andorra. Now, Al Rayyan, they are Qatari. They're a Qatari multi-sports club. So they do other sports as well, like basketball and volleyball and all that stuff. They are called the Lions as well, although their logo isn't a lion. I don't know if they're not allowed to depict animals. I don't know if that's the thing. But they've been going quite a while, They started in 1967 and they've worked their way up. They're not like one of these parachuted AstroTurf teams that have just come in, but a bit of sports washing. They're an original team that have worked their way up, so that's interesting. And they do quite well. They've been involved in the AFC, the Asian Federation Cup, getting through to the latter stages of that. They won the Qatari League a couple of times. Most recently in 2015, 2016. So they have their spells where they do stuff. They won cups, various cups. I don't know which one is. There's like Emir of Qatar Cup, and Sheikh Jassim Cup. I don't know which one is which, but and is their continental record. So they finished second in their group in the AFC Champions League, but they weren't. The last time they were in it in 2022. So, yeah, a pretty decent team, shall we say. And the other team, FC Andorra, they are the biggest club in Andorra. But they're actually playing the second league of Spain. They just got promoted from the third league to the second league this season, after they went down last year. So they got relegated. They went straight back up in the second division. And yeah, they're based in Andorra, and they've been going 82 years as well. So, yeah, they got promoted via the playoffs. So, they're in La Liga 2, or Segunda Division. So but they arrive at the training camp on the 18th. So, could they play the same day? Maybe not. I don't know. But those are another two options. And you would imagine, so the delay, why is there a delay in announcing it? It's either because it's Swansea and, there's a threat of violence, high risk, they call it, high risk. Or it could be a language barrier with Al Rayyan, or a language barrier with FC Andorra, translation kind of thing. So this is what I found out. So we'll find out soon enough, the club will announce it. I would imagine probably, you would imagine before the end of the week, but you never know. I would imagine as well, I don't know this for a fact, but you would imagine that there's probably some behind closed doors games going on with Mill and some other teams, maybe this weekend, maybe next week. You don't know, but you would imagine that there will be. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Now, moving on to this. This is from thesun.co.uk. They have written up a story about the auction. I guess maybe someone from the club went to them to try and pushed out this story, saying, oh, maybe this is something you might be interested in writing up about. Because there is a quote from the club in the piece. So, Championship club auctioning off parts of iconic 20,000 capacity stadium, including seats from dugouts. Yes, this is new. You can get a seat from the dugout. Millwall fans have the chance to buy a piece of history in a rare auction that will see parts of the den, including dugout seats, sold. The Lions are currently in the early stages of a phased redevelopment of their stadium, the Den. They eventually hope to expand the capacity of the ground from 20,000 to around 34,000 spectators, although a timescale is yet to be determined. Now, with club officials looking to continue, some of the first steps, items from the Den are being auctioned off to fans. Supporters can bid for several items from the stadium, including seats from both the home and away dugouts. They can also buy signs from around the venue and even some trophies. The 2015-16 Johnson Paint Trophy Team of the Round Shield is available, with bidding currently at £65 English. A Millwall branded trophy is also available for the same price as things stand on Sport Bidder. I believe that's the golf trophy. Fans also have access to signed framed shirts and photos, all with different bids. There is even the chance to bid for items from club lounges, along with stadium maps and seating plans. The auction is currently open and will close on 10 a.m. On July the 8th. Discussing the process, Luke Wilson, Mill's chief commercial officer, said, each lot is steeped in the history and legend of the club, but it must be every fan's dream to own one of the dugout seats. Mill, I don't know what that's doing there. Famous managers such as Neil Harris and Gary Rowett, plus popular players like Jed Wallace, Jake Cooper and Steve Morrison, sat on them as they watched the action on the pitch, either after coming off themselves or as they prepared to go on. The auction provides three specific solutions for the club and the fans. Firstly, it allows us to repurpose club property, much of it unique in a creative way so that it's not wasted. And secondly, it provides a unique opportunity for fans to acquire genuine Millwall FC memorabilia direct from the Den that they would otherwise not be able to get their hands on. And lastly, it will raise money for us to reinvest in the club itself. It's the ideal outcome. So there you go. So if you will buy any of this stuff, you're helping to pay for Josh Coburn. Good on you. Good on you, lads. By the way, where it says there, fans to acquire genuine Millwall memorabilia direct from the Den, yeah, you literally have to go and collect it. So you will be getting it direct from the Den. You have to go down there and get it. And a reminder, now I've covered this last time, but they didn't have the seats last time. They've added that after I put it in the video. And if you don't believe me, go back and check, because it wasn't there. So this is the original page from the 10th of June, some time now. I think it's probably time for a reminder. Maybe you could refresh everyone's memory. So, yeah, I'm not going to go through all of this again. It's opened on the 10th of June. It's going to run to the 8th of July. But here's the thing: to stop sniping. So if you don't know what sniping is, someone sits watching the page as it ticks down. And then they wait until the last second and then they put a bidding. And if you're not there watching it, like, it's too late. Oh no. They come in and they stole it. This is anti-sniping. Because if someone places a bid, it adds time so that the person who lost it can then rebid. So this could literally just keep going on It'd be like a game of tennis, just people hitting it back and forward all the time. This could literally go on and on and on. Someone bids, someone else bids again, someone else bids, that person rebids. It just keeps going on and on and on. So things to note: the price you bid is not the price you pay, because obviously there's hidden charges. Why would there not be hidden charges? It's the year 2025. Of course you're not going to pay the price that it says. They add 20%, just because they call it a buyer's premium. I don't know who's getting that money. It's probably this website or Millwall. I don't know who's getting it. So, and then on top of that, they add 20% VAT, because we've all got to pay tax. Because isn't it fantastic what they do with all the tax money that they raise? So here's an idea: if you bid £100, you will end up paying 144. It goes up 44%. My lord, God damn. Yeah, the sniping thing, I told you about that. And here, collection is by appointment. You've got to book via the calendar link that you're going to receive when you pay. So obviously you win the thing, they'll send you an email, you have to pay, you make the payment, then they give you a link, you have to book a time to go down there and collect it. And these are your windows. Now here's an interesting thing: if you're going out to Spain next week, you're probably not going to be able to make Monday or Tuesday. So you've literally only got Thursday and Friday to go down there and get it. So these are the times and days you've got to go and do it. Now it says, due to the size and nature of these items, shipping is not recommended and will be expensive, which you will be paying for. If you cannot collect in person, please contact us in advance for a shipping quote. So there you go. Obviously if you're abroad, then you have to get it shipped, and that's going to be even more expensive, especially if it's a chair. So we're going to have a look at the bids and see how they stand, because this is the first time I've come back to it after I made the video the first time when it was announced. Now they've added this after the fact, and it was kind of weird, because when they first put this up, the first lot was lot 34. And I'm thinking, lot 34, what's happening with the other stuff? Well, I guess they had to take their time to friggin', take the pictures of everything. But it looks like all of the dugout seats are available. And I think the starting bid is 50 quid, because... Oh, yeah, no. Current bid, starting bid, 50 quid, current bid, yeah. So 50 quid. Someone's bidded 55. So starting is 50, current bid 55. Now you will notice they are not all the same. Some of them have husky chocolate on the headrest, and some of it that the husky is a bit dirty. I don't know if that's like permanent or it can be cleaned off. These ones are beat the fuck up. I don't know who's been sitting on these. Obviously someone who fidgets a lot because it's worn down. But some of them are pristine. Some of these ones ain't. And then I guess the ones that are pristine are the ones where people just been sitting on them and not getting up and down. Where the ones where the people get up and down to go and warm up, they're the ones that are more beat up. You see this one here, lot 16. But as you go down, so these are the home ones. It says away team, but is it? I thought it was a home team, a home dugout. Because you get down to here, hello, what's this? These ones look a lot better, because they don't have that freaking husky logo on them, and they do look better. They look more fresh, more clean. I don't know how much they weigh. I think they're kind of like bolted into the frame, so God knows how. You'll have to probably make your own frame for it or something like that. I don't know. Get your own frame built, or buy a bespoke one and then rip the chair on the frame and put this on that frame. I don't know how you're going to do that. It would be interesting to see how you repurpose this. But yeah, these ones here are a lot better. And you can see that they go down to lot 32. And then we've got 33 and 34 missing. And then it starts at 35. Now this one, the Met Police plaque, it doesn't even say Millwall on it. It just says, it's just the Met Police. 120 quid for that, someone's bid. And the trophy that we just mentioned, 65 quid for that, current bid. 140 quid for that massive sign that says welcome. 120 quid for this signed shirt. 110 pound for that one. Framed Millwall FC 30th anniversary jersey. Okay. More shirts. 110 pound for that one from the League One playoff final. From the League One playoff final. Whose shirt is it though? Doesn't say. Yeah, it should probably tell you who it is. You don't want Fred on your dimmer shirt. Well, maybe you do. Like if it's Morrison's shirt or someone. Doesn't say. It just says it's from the playoff victory season. So it's not even that. No. It's just a shirt from that season. It's not. It wasn't worn in the thing. So yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah. It's just from that season. So someone's bid a lot of money for that, thinking, I assume, that it's from the actual playoff final, but it's just the shirt from that season. Now no one's bid for this because it's just starting. So that means starting means no one's bid. It's £10. A commemorative plaque presented to Millwall FC by the Mayor of Lisbon. Obviously, it doesn't say Millwall on it. It just says it's just a generic thing that they hand out to people. The chairs. There's a lot of chairs on here. I don't know why. Some of them are going for one price and this one's going for £100. Who sat in the chair? Did some naked supermodel sit on it? You want to sniff the seat? Why is that 100 quid and the one next to it's 50 quid? Someone's bid 42 quid for this. I think there is a thing on there. They have put a little thing on that saying something to the effect. So maybe that's that has got Millwall on it. We've got this sign here. That's 140 quid for the roundel. £110 for another seat. God damn. Only 70 quid for this, roaring lion, which looks quite large. Only 70 quid for that. Loads of pictures, prints and stuff. Some of them framed, some not. 60 quid, 22 quid. Some bid 10 quid for that. Alex Stepney. £65 for this. What's this? Millwall FC versus Aldershot FC football match poster. The reopening of the den, after the bombing. I thought it was the bombing that fucked it up. It was actually a fire. They actually reopened after the bombing, and then there was a fire that fucked it up. £100 for this. 1929, the image of the Millwall FC entering the pitch for battle over the lion mascot on all fours. And there he is again. £85 for that, 1929. Another, again, chairs, 50 and 42, not 110. We got this one, 160 for this. 160. Photograph collage of FA Cup final, Millwall FC versus Manchester United, in a frame nonetheless. 65 quid for a stadium plan. 190 quid for this roundel. Directly from the walls. Been ripped off the walls. No one's bid on this photograph here. Because they didn't tell us who it was from, and it's before my time, so I don't know who that is. No one's bid. It's where it says starting, no one's bid on it. 65 quid someone's bid for this massive sign that says this way or this way. I guess you could maybe repurpose it and saying, but then why would you, you're spoiling it to some extent, aren't you? Or maybe you could just cut the sides off and have that middle bit where it says this is the Lion's Den. Now here's the thing: signed, autographed and framed Millwall FC squad photos. So season by season, 46 quid. 55. 32, 38. We've got this 250 quid for this. It's an art print of the Den, the old Den, the original one. And it's got signed, but it doesn't tell you it's been signed by. And we've got a few pages. We're just going to run through these. So these are quite cheap as well. Look, these are signed by the squad of the time, framed from 2002, 2011, 2008, 2002. And then like 55, 32, 32, 120 for that one. 2001, 2. And I believe that was the season what we got in the playoffs, was it? A laminated image of the old Roaring Lion. No one's bid on this framed photograph of Mill FC players celebrating. It looks like, is that Jimmy Abdu? I can't know. Jed Wallace and someone. I'm not gonna know who that is. But no one's bid on that. It says starting £10. No one's bid on that. Wow, look at this. Now, here's the thing. This one, lot 133. Vintage Mill FC pennant from the club's game, the opening friendly against Sporting. That opened the Den. £210. Now, it does have some damage on it. There are more of these further down. But the fact that that's damaged, was this the one that was actually handed on the pitch? Was this the actual one that was given out on the pitch? Because it just seemed to have some kind of damage to it. I don't know if water damage or what. You got the second game against Honved, £38. You got a silver plate. Is it actual silver or is it just coated in silver? Silver. I don't know what they call it. 65 quid for that. A commemorative plaque that was presented to Millwall for staging. I believe it was it some kind of it was the Women's FA Cup final. 30 quid for that. And then we've got these framed photographs of older teams, 28, 22. No one's bid on this. Mill FC framed photographs of free action shots of the club. No one's bid on lot 144, starting at £10. You got the decanter. What the hell? £325 for the Mill FC boardroom whiskey decanter, glass and tray from the Den. Wow, £325. No one's bid on this folder of the Mill FC regeneration. That's £10 starting bid. No one's bid on that. 42 quid for this trophy from 1988. London Evening Standard Footballer of the Month award. Cool. And now this is in these this here. So these massive, I think they must be like 5 foot tall. These like graphic things that they did, lot 155 onwards, that were on the walls as you went to the toilet of the exec lounge. These things here. They're all at £10 still. Like, someone has bid, I think, because it's just starting at... Oh, no, the starting means no one's bid on them. So, because I guess, what would you do with it? And it kind of comes as a set. Like, they should have probably put it as a set, really. But, yeah, like, no one's bid on this. Starting £10. They're all starting £10. So you could get the lot for what, 100 quid? And then the ones here, lot 165 onwards, they're the photographs that kind of go with these, the ones with the years on them. 20 quid starting. No one's bid on that. No one's bid starting £10. No one's bid on any of this. These ones here, 166 onwards. Still says starting £10. No one's. It's kind of because it's kind of like looks like the post, like the presentation you'll get in a museum. So I mean, like, what would you do with that? Like, stick it in your house? Kind of weird. I don't know. What would you do with that? It's kind of unique though. I mean, it would probably be worth paying all that money for it. But again, why did they do it individually? They should have done it as a set. Or, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't make any sense to buy one and not the other. £110 for this one here. Mill FC framed Hummel jersey complete with plaque and featuring the Husky Chocolate sponsorship. Why is someone... It's just a normal shirt. Why is it 110? It hasn't been signed. Oh my fuck off. It hasn't been signed. Like it doesn't look like it's match worn. Why is that £110? Don't make no sense. 80 quid for that one. Lot 183. Someone's actually bid on the Husky Chocolate bin. Mill FC Husky Chocolate promotional display bin. 46 quid. 46 quid for that. And here we go with the chairs. Look, they're all over the place. These are one chairs. Single chairs. £48, £70, 44, 48. As far as I can tell, it's the same chair. Like how do they know like the different chairs, and you get the chair that you actually paid for? 32 quid. So if you're gonna do this, like look through the whole thing before you bid, because you might see the same thing further down and it's cheaper. 32 quid for that chair. 32 quid for these chairs. Someone's bid £75 for this old team photograph that's in a frame. And you got these ones here, starting at £10 for that one. No one's bid on that. So no one's bid on lot 207. These ones have got bids, but £10. Again, like 37, 38, £10 current bid. This one, no one's bid on this one. 54, 55 framed Mill FC squad photograph, £10 starting bid. No one's bid on that yet. What have we got? Next page. Again, more squad photographs. No one's there's bids on them. Frame photograph from Mill FC of Alan McCleary, starting 20 quid. No one has bid on that yet. No one, not even Alan McCleary wants it. He doesn't care. I don't want it. No one's bid on lot 226. No one's bid on lot 224, which is what Gordon Banks and was that Donald Trump? Who's that? No. So you got these framed photographs. No one's bid on that one of George Saville. That's still at starting 10. No one's bid on this Kenny Jackett one. That's starting at £10. These are quite cheap, No one's bid on these three. Reg Burr and Bobby Robson, 20 quid starting. Soccer Star, featuring Keith Weller, £10 starting. Harold Pearson, vintage framed image, starting at £10. Yeah, these are pretty cheap. Starting, no one's bid on that. On 273, no one's bid on that. £10 for that one. In what looks like a silver frame. More photographs, all very cheap. Someone's bid 50 quid for this one of the team on the bus down the blue, going down there when they got mobbed. No one's bid on this one, where this was that Steve Morrison celebrating a goal in the League One playoff final. No one's bid on that one. 292. This one, the first Mill FC game at the New Den, the programme, 75 quid for that. I've got one of them. No one's bid on this, the booklet for the 1990 annual dinner or the 1989 annual dinner. No one's bid on that. Still starting at £10. Lot 301 looks like what Jim Davidson. No one's bid on that. I'm sure it's not. Starting £10. A Mill FC player representing Ireland. No one's bid on that. £10. Loads of photographs. All very cheap, or no one's actually bid on any of them. Some more shirts. Going for less. They're in a frame and they're going for less than a club shirt that's just been released. Yeah. No one's bid on 322. No one's bid on 323. Because we do have 6 days left, but I mean, so you can see if you don't have a lot of money, if you're not Mr. Moneybags, there are things you can get that are quite cheap, and obviously it's fucking hot at the moment. But what happens in December? Christmas. If you bought this now, could you hide it from someone until Christmas? It would be funny if you tried to buy something because you knew someone would like it, and you were bidding, and someone else kept bidding against you, and then you actually won it. You wrap it up as a Christmas present. You give it to the person, and they go, "Oh, you fucking bastard! I was bidding for that, and you were bidding against them, and you were just two were bidding against each other, and you didn't even know." It's like something out of a sitcom. Again, no one's bidding on some of this stuff. You can see starting 10. We've got 2 more pages to go. There's some good stuff at the end. More chairs, 30 quid for that chair. We got the Millwall magazine. Obviously, there is a cup final program that's produced by the FA, but this is one that Mill did themselves. One is at £10. One's starting at £10, so no one's bid on that. And someone's bid £10 for the other one. More chairs, 22 quid for this chair. It's the same as the other chair. Why someone bid £110 for a chair? And this one is 22 quid. It's the same chair. Or no, actually, I think the 110 one had armrests in it. So it's not the same, because it doesn't have armrests. So yeah, I stand corrected. 22 quid, look. Very cheap. But do remember, as mentioned, what you bid is not what you pay. You have to pay a lot more. You have to pay 40% more. And you have to go and bloody get it. And you have to get it home. 40 quid for the shirt from the last season. In a frame. Just a normal shirt in a frame. Again, 30. Oh yeah, look, armrests, 46 quid. So it is more expensive to get one with armrest. Why is that? I don't know. I guess it's more relaxing, so you can put your arms down, I guess. But these ones have got armrests, and they're 30 quid, 32 quid, 32 quid, 32 quid. So many chairs. Now this is the trophy I think they were talking about. It's got Millwall FC on it. I think does it say Golf Championship? Yeah, it does say Golf Championship. 26 quid for that. 26 quid. There's one here, Supporters Club. This is, whose trophy is this? Was this James Henry's trophy? Or Martin Waghorn? One of these is Martin Waghorn and one is James Henry. 30 quid. 30 quid. I guess because they'd already left and they didn't want it. This what looks like a bear from Vancouver. 55 quid for that. Only 18 quid for this Umbro Cup from Ian Rush. Again, £10. All very cheap. Very, very cheap. Although, do remember, 6 days left. 6 days left. Again, no one's bidding on these. It says starting at £10. Starting at £10. Framed action shirt of John Kerr. Remember him? Scoring the first ever Millwall FC goal at the new Den. £10. Why not? 160 quid for that. Lot 407. Current bid starting. So that means no one's bidding on any of these yet. Do you want a picture of a half naked Millwall player? What's his name? I forgot his name. Paul Moody, £10. No one's bid on it yet. It's all yours. Someone's bid on this though. 22 quid for this skeletal muscular diagram. What are they going to do in the injury room now? Like, how are they going to know how the players... Now, here's the thing. So, this is a Galway Irish Crystal decanter set, lead crystal. 5 pieces. Now, this is only 55 quid. It's the same thing as before, but the other one had a little Millwall badge on it. This one doesn't. The other one, £325. This one, £55. So there you go. We got some crystal bowls. Bowls, everyone. Cheshire United decanter, 22 quid. No one's bid on that box from Millwall. What else have it? Someone's bid on the lights. The lights that everyone was taking a piss out of. The light fixtures and other fittings from the den. £16 current bid. £85 for that again. Obviously, that's the second one of them that we've got. I think the other one was in a frame. A double bed duvet set. And then we've got more kiss bed on bed stuff. 24 quid. 22, 20, 20, 20. 20, 20. All 20. And then, the last page. Last but not least. More kiss bed on vet. What do they call them? Pennants. Do they still do pennants? They don't do pennants anymore, do they? I think they stopped it during COVID. Then they don't want people touching each other. And why not? But then look, you can see here. So the Sporting Club Portugal. I think someone has seen. They're separate for some reason. The one earlier that's kind of got damage on it. These ones are pristine. We don't. Which one was the actual one that was handed by the players? I guess they don't know. They could just say, "Oh, it was this one," and you would probably have to believe them. But they have these other ones that are wrapped up in the wrapping still. 65 quid, 65 quid, 70 quid. They've got a jacket with a Mill logo on the shirt pocket badge. 12 quid, 32 quid. 12 quid, 16 quid, 10 quid. No one's bidding on these because obviously they're very unique. It's still someone's bid on one of them because it's only got a very little Millwall logo at the bottom. So you know, there's what are you gonna do with that? What you gonna do with that? And is it just the signage, or do you get the metal pole with it as well? 20 quid, and the rest, you know, they're still at 20 quid. No one's bid on them. This one as well. No one's bid on these gold ones. And now we have more chairs, but groups of 4. They've been grouped up. 80 quid, so 20 quid a chair. Someone's bid on that one, but someone's bid on 472. They haven't bid on 473. That's starting at 80 quid. So, you know. And again, 476. But do remember, you have to go and get the chairs. You have to get the chairs. And you have to go and get them on specific days. So again, no one's bidding on these. Starting 80. Current bid 80, current bid 85. And these are all starting as well. No one's bidding on this. No one's bid on this yet. It's starting 80 quid, so it's 20 quid a chair. And again, no one's bidding on these. No one's bid on this. £10 for a box of 50 programs from the 30 years at the New Den. So everyone wondering like how much a program's worth. Well, not much. They're selling 50 for £10. And they were selling them. What were they selling them at the time for? 5 quid for this A4 one. You can get 50 for 10. And no one's bid on them. No one wants them. Some more photographs. Another one of these plaques. 95 quid for that one. At the moment. No one's bid for this. The team photo 511. Another chair on its own, 32. Another jacket no one's bid on. Another squad photo. Now this is the one 99-2000. This is the team that won the league in the white shirt. 55 quid. I guess that's the one that you would want, no? Like, you would want a squad photo autograph from the team that actually did something. So either from this one or the 2004 one that got to the cup final. I guess. And we got more chairs that no one's bid on. 80 quid. I tell you what, if you want some chairs, you can get a fucking shitload of chairs if you want them. So yeah, there you go. That's it. And see, we got a week. It ends on the 8th of July, next Tuesday. Maybe I'll come back and revisit on Monday if there's nothing going on, or maybe Sunday. I might bid on some stuff myself. I'll check on it on Sunday, I think. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it on a video. I'll do it offline. But, yeah. There you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.